Thank you very much. Today, all eyes are on Congress as they are set to meet to vote on whether or not to increase the direct payment amount from $600 to $2,000. This comes after President Trump signed off on the stimulus bill last night while giving his own concerns about the bill. Congress will also be voting on whether to overturn the president's veto of the defense bill, which he vetoed last week. Joining us now to weigh in on this is CEO of Multi-Funding AMI, or I should say, Ami Kassar. Give me your feel, sir, for where you stand on this.
Well, it's good news that, from my perspective, the PPP has passed, and this is going to help a lot of struggling businesses, as well as some additional incentives and changes to the SBA program that will allow many businesses to get 6 months of payment relief if they get new SBA loans, low interest loans, if they refinance their buildings with the SBA 504, etc.
Do you think the $600 is enough, or obviously there's talk about the $2,000? Do you think the $2,000 will help?
Listen, I think a lot of families out there are really struggling, and there have been a lot of people pushing for $2,000 for a long time. I'm glad $600 is there as a starting point, at least. If they'll agree on more, I'm not sure. But the important part now, from my perspective, is that the bureaucracy and the infrastructure can begin to work. We can begin to get the checks out. We can begin to get the second round of PPP into place. We can begin to get these things moving that are so critical for the economy.
Yeah, here's the thing. Most people think that Republicans are not going to go along with $2,000, but I'm curious whether you think if it was targeted better. There are a lot of people who have been told by their government. Sometimes blue state governors are telling people to lock down. You can't go to work. And that's a lot of restaurant workers, for instance. What if they had those payments go to people who really need them? Do you think that Republicans at that point might be on board?
That might be a good idea. If you think about the second round of PPP compared to the first round, the second round of PPP is targeted better, and that's important. So to get and be able to qualify for a second round of PPP, you must be able to demonstrate gross receipts down at least 25% one quarter this year compared to the same quarter last year. So if they come up with some mechanism to make extra stimulus checks for individuals more targeted, that could be a great idea.
The second round of PPP, I know this is going to be great for a lot of business owners, ones I've spoke to, but I think they're wondering now, okay, when can we apply? When will we see that money? Have you heard anything on your end of when the process will start to take place?
Yeah, so, there are going to be different opinions about this, and folks at the government saying different things. From my experience from last time, it'll realistically be mid to late January before money starts to hit the street. There's work to be done. There are new guidance that has to come out from the SBA. Then the banks have to set up new processes and procedures and forms. They have to figure out, as an example, how they're going to verify the 25% reduction in gross receipts. So realistically, it's going to be mid to late January, in my opinion, before money starts to hit the street.
There's some idea that the money that some businesses have received could be made tax-free and thereby freeing them up of that financial burden in the coming months. Do you think that's a good idea?
Yeah, that's in there, and that's part of the new legislation, which will add additional liquidity to the economy, and hopefully business owners will take that and invest and hire and grow. That's one thing that's good. The other thing that I'm really hopeful about is that if you have existing debt and you want to refinance it with an SBA note, you can now, the SBA guarantees are increased to 90% and all fees are waived on an SBA loan. And this could be considerable savings. So if you go get a new SBA loan today, you will get, and starting February 1st, I believe is the firm date, you will get $9,000 a month of relief in payments for 6 months. And that's tax-free income, which is a great incentive. And hopefully a lot of people will use that to invest, to refinance debt. And they can take some of that capital and they can hire new people, try new things, grow and expand, because the economy desperately needs that, in addition to helping the businesses that are so badly hurt.
But where do you see the economy in 6 months from now? Because we have the PPP, most likely. We have money going into people's bank accounts, but we still have a lot of states that are on lockdown. So people can't go back to work.
So it's going to be a mixed bag. There are going to be industries and states that are really hit hard and might not recover in 6 months or 12 months or ever recover. And then there are other industries that are really taking off and have flourished during the pandemic, such as online businesses, etc., logistics, computer, IT. Some people joke divorce lawyers because everyone's at home. So the hopefully those will balance each other out, and hopefully because in the new stimulus bill there are tools in there not only to help struggling businesses, but also to encourage other businesses to invest and grow and to get liquidity through the SBA. What I'm hoping is that will balance each other out and keep the economy moving.
All right. Well, Ami Kassar, thank you so much for your insight today and joining us today. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Well, all eyes are in the